Welcome to my channel and to this special Platinum Jubilee themed video. I have decided that today I am going to spend the entire day eating like Her Majesty the Queen. Now, I don't have views on the royal family either way. I'm making this video because it's kind of topical at the moment and it's something a bit different for me because the Queen is known to have said that she eats to live, she does not live to eat. And that breaks my heart. The first thing she starts her day off with is a mug of Twining's Earl Grey tea. Some sources say she has it black, some say she has it with milk. I don't like black tea, so I'll be having it with milk. And also a biscuit. And she does this before she gets dressed. So I'm off to the kitchen to make the first cup of tea I think I may have had this year. Earl Grey tea. Now, I did put milk in first because that's how the Queen does it. In all honesty, I couldn't tell you if I would normally put the milk in first or last. With coffee, I put it in first. But I drink tea so rarely, and when I do, it's usually chamomile or peppermint, and you don't want milk in those. Well, I don't. Maybe some people do. I really wish the Queen drank coffee. All I could find is that the Queen has 2 biscuits. I couldn't find what type of biscuit. However, I did find her favourite biscuits, and I will try and put a picture on the screen somewhere so you can see them. I did not buy them because I am not paying that much for biscuits. And I'm not really a biscuit eater, as in I'll have them in taste tests. And I do like giant cookies, the ones that you get from supermarket bakeries, but I don't tend to have packets of biscuits in my flat. I have picked this gingerbread unicorn, which is, of course, from Waitrose, and I figure it's the size of 2 biscuits, so I'm just going to be having this. I also chose it because it's utterly ridiculous. I won't be dunking the unicorn because I don't know if they can swim. Oh my God. All I can say is thank God I've got all my own teeth. This is rock solid. This is not my idea of the best thing to eat first thing in the morning, but tea and biscuits are like Her Majesty. I think she actually has this in bed. But when I moved in here, I got the biggest bed that would fit in the room, and literally it pretty much fills the room, because when I lived with my parents I only ever had a single bed. The really ridiculous thing is though, I've got this massive bed and I still sleep on one side of it. So there was no way I was going to be able to film in bed. If you saw my giveaway video where I'm on the bed with the competition prizes, you'll know what I mean. Also, I don't really want crumbs in the bed. Once the Queen has had this, she has a bath and then gets dressed. I don't have a bath, I just have a massive shower. Now, I could block up the plug hole so that I get a couple of inches of water that I could paddle about in, but that would just be stupid. So I'm afraid today I'm going to have a shower, but I wouldn't have been filming that anyway. I won't be attempting to do my hair like the Queen's or to copy any of her outfits because I have too much hair and I'm not a woman in my 90s, so the kind of outfits she wears I don't own and I wouldn't wear. I'm going for clothes more in the style of the things she wore when she was younger, but they won't be replications. I do not have the budget of Netflix. I'm going to go ahead and finish this and I'll see you when it's time for breakfast, I guess part 2, but proper breakfast. Also, don't buy this biscuit from Waitrose unless your kids have loose wobbly teeth that you just want them to lose. It is very, very tough. It is very, very sweet, and it's not that great. And see, it's falling apart now. For her actual breakfast, the Queen usually has a bowl of Special K accompanied by some fruit. And I have to say, I was so pleased that it wasn't anything that I would consider to be strange, like kippers, although I believe she does sometimes have them, or anything really, really expensive. I don't normally eat Special K, but I do love cereal. And she also takes the opportunity to read through the newspapers. I don't have any newspapers, but I do have my phone. So I'm going to pop you on time lapse and scroll through the BBC News, see what's going on in the world. I'm willing to bet that the Queen does not drink the milk out of the bowl, but I have a feeling I could spend quite a bit of today feeling rather hungry. So I want every bit I can get. Don't judge me. I suspect she probably has berries in her cereal, but I just got a pot of mixed berries from Sainsbury's. This appears to be strawberries, grapes, and raspberries. I probably shouldn't be eating them with my fingers either, but when I stab grapes with forks, half the time they just fly across the room. Oh no, there's blueberries as well. I'll just pop you back on time lapse again. Not much I can say about berries. They're nice, they're fruity. Right, I'm gonna clear this up and then I'm going to get on with the Queen's morning duties. Once Her Majesty has finished breakfast, she then deals with any royal correspondence. So I'm going to do the same and deal with my post. So this appears to be some Waitrose vouchers. I think we shall pass these on to Catherine. We cannot possibly have her shopping at Aldi. This appears to be a flyer for Domino's Pizza. Don't they know this family only eats at Pizza Express? Hello. Yes, I'd like you to make an appointment for the corgis to be wormed. Yes, I've noticed they've been dragging their posteriors across the carpet of the audience chamber. We will need to get that cleaned, although perhaps do it after I have the visit with Boris. Excellent, thank you. Right, I have some very important cabinet issues to deal with, so I shall see you when it's time for our lunch. For lunch, one of the Queen's regular dishes is grilled fish on a bed of wilted spinach. Now, this is not grilled fish, it's a char-grilled fillet, bird's eye, and it's got a tomato and basil dressing on it. It didn't say anywhere if the Queen has any sort of sauce on her fish. I'm willing to bet she doesn't. I do not want to eat a piece of grilled fish on spinach. with nothing on it. I mean, I haven't even put salt or any condiments on this. I'd normally put a bit of salt on the spinach. I'm trying to be as much like the Queen as I can, but my food has got to have some flavour. I've never had these fillets, so I'm looking forward to trying it. That fish is lovely. I think it's cod, but I'm not 100% sure. Luckily, I like spinach. But the cooking instructions for the fish, you could oven cook it or you could microwave it. Now, I am lazy when it comes to food prep, and if there's a microwave option, I'll usually take it. But I'm sure most of us have worked with that person who puts fish, normally tuna, in the microwave, and the smell it creates. There was no way I was microwaving fish. I also did not think it would taste as nice if it had been microwaved. I'm actually really enjoying this, which is good because the fillets come in a pack of 2. But I think when I have the second one, I'm probably going to have some sort of carb with it. Carbs do not feature very much in the royal diet, and I am a carb addict. I'm going to pop you on time lapse while I finish this. Well, that really didn't take me long. As a light lunch goes, I think it's fine, but I think it needs more than just spinach. I'd put some other veg in there, or even a salad, and it definitely needs some sort of carbohydrate. But the Queen disagrees, and today Her Majesty is in charge. Now that I've had lunch, it's time to get on with some royal engagements. However, it would seem that there is nobody who would like me to come and open their new shop or even an envelope, so I think I'm just going to settle back, maybe watch some Netflix, see what all the fuss is about around this thing called The Crown. I'll see you when it's time for afternoon tea. I can't lie, this is probably the meal I am most excited for today, and that is afternoon tea, because it is the one meal where the Queen has actual sweet things and proper carbohydrates. I mean, I know Special K is a carb, but you know what I mean. So there was quite a bit of debate online about what she actually has in her sandwich fillings. I've ended up going for cheese and tomato. Well, actually, it's cheese ploughmans from M&S, but close enough. And these are jam pennies. Now, apparently, the Queen has had these at every afternoon tea since she was a little girl. They're supposed to be round, which they're sort of round. I didn't actually have a round cutter. I've got every shape except round. Gingerbread men, snowmen, houses, hearts, stars, letters of the alphabet. Nothing circular. So this was me cutting around an egg cup with a knife, which is why they're a bit ragged. But they're basically just raspberry jam on white bread, and I have put butter on. I'm not sure if I was supposed to, but it's my afternoon tea for my Jubilee celebration. I can have what I want. And then the sweet course, I have jam and cream scones. Now, I cheated and I bought them from Sainsbury's because I don't really like cream on scones. That might be controversial, and especially not clotted cream. I hate that. And then her favourite cake is a chocolate biscuit cake, which is made with rich teas. Now, I did not want to make an entire cake, especially one that I was not really going to want to eat myself. So I have got tiffin slices because when I looked at the recipe, basically the cake is like a giant piece of tiffin coated in chocolate frosting. She probably has tea, the actual drink, but my Earl Grey this morning was enough for me, and I didn't do the pre-lunch gin and Dubonnet either. I don't like gin. I've never had Dubonnet. I can't imagine the two together would be very nice. So the sandwiches are meant to be cut into 2 bite sizes. So it's going to be big bites. I know that they're small because they're meant to be dainty and you're meant to be an elegant lady. But when you've only got 2 bites worth, you can't really enjoy or savour it. Also, the crusts are cut off for the Queen. So I've cut them off today, but normally I wouldn't do that because quite often the crust can be the best bit. It makes me really sad that that's my sandwich for the day. That was only 1/2, so I do still have the other half in the fridge, and I can't lie, it may get eaten a bit later. Now we'll move on to the jam pennies. I might just have one of these because I don't mind jam sandwiches, but I haven't had them really since I was a child, and I'm sure old pennies were not this big. It's all right. It's a jam sandwich at the end of the day. So I'm going to go for a scone next and try not to make a mess. I think these have jam on. Yeah, they do. When you have a scone, do you apply your jam or your cream first? I would go jam if I had cream. I think the icing sugar on top makes it a bit too sweet. And as far as the filling goes, I'm mostly tasting cream. I'm not really tasting the jam. And I can't lie, I'm missing sultanas. I nearly went for the tuna and cucumber sandwiches because that is apparently quite a popular filling for Her Majesty, but it would be fish overload. Pretty sure she doesn't lick her fingers. And finally, we have tiffin. I got this from M&S and I much prefer it to chocolate cake. I'd better finish my tiffin and go and walk some corgis or something, and I'll see you guys when it's time for dinner. I do think one should always make the effort to dress for dinner. So this may be giving you some deja vu vibes from lunch, because once again we have baked fish and vegetables, but this time I have gone for a Young's salmon fillet with lemon and dill sauce, which smells very, very lemony, but I didn't want to get another tomato one. And then a mix of baby corn, mange tout, carrots and broccoli. And yes, there is a lot of veg on this plate, but there's no carbs anywhere, so I need something to fill me up. I'm sure the Queen's dinner is usually much more beautifully presented than this. Again, this salmon fillet could have been microwaved, but as I said earlier, I do not microwave fish. It's nice enough. I like fish, but twice in one day. I could have had steak for dinner, but I have never cooked a steak in my life. And I did not want to give myself food poisoning. This is how the Queen eats on her own. When she goes to state functions and things, she has 3-course dinners and probably like 12-course taster menus and things like that. But I am not a cook. And Maybe the Queen isn't either, but she has chefs. I do not have that luxury. And especially with this video, because the number of outfit changes. I just like to put effort into my videos and try and make them a little bit different. And I'll pop you on time lapse while I finish the rest of this sad little dinner. Well, it's not that little, but it is pretty sad. Actually surprisingly full after that, but I think it's partly afternoon tea and also the sheer amount of veg that I had on my plate. Now, Her Majesty does have dessert. Normally I would be very excited about dessert, but well, you'll see why I'm not. Dessert, she has a glass of champagne. This is not champagne. This is a sparkling rosé because I am not the Queen and I do not have a budget that can stretch to champagne. And with it, I have some Scottish strawberries. The Queen usually will have strawberries or white peaches, and she's big into having things that are in season, and that includes vegetables. I didn't actually check whether or not the vegetables I got were in season, but I do like strawberries. But for a dessert, for my main dessert of the day, they are nice though. This is nice too. This is the last thing the Queen eats, though apparently sometimes she might have a kipper for supper. I cannot have a third portion of fish today. Just no, too much. So I shall draw my day of eating like the Queen to a close. Put on some clothes that are finally comfortable. I must remember to take off the tiara just in case somebody comes to the door. I do hope you have enjoyed this video and that it's been something a little bit different to celebrate the Jubilee. There certainly won't be another Platinum Jubilee in my lifetime. So, cheers to Queen Elizabeth II. I hope you'll come back for the next video. And until then, bye.